Welcome back to the show, everybody. I want to do a video today and talk about a new project that we're going to be launching here on the show. And this has been in the works for a few months now, and I'm really excited about this, and I hope you guys are too. Just to give you a little backstory of how this came to be, many of you know that I've done this show since 2008, which is a while. We've done this for a number of years. And one of the things I've always tried to do with the show, I guess the mission of the show, is to provide a 360-degree view of photography as a whole. So I don't want to be one-dimensional and kind of cover just a little niche of photography and have that be a thing. What I've always tried to do is include really any topic that's photography related, and I think the advantage of doing that is that's where people get to learn new things. Something you might not be familiar with that relates to photography, something that you become interested in, and something that I've always really just enjoyed about the show, because I think that reflects my attitudes towards photography and learning and what I'm interested in, which is really anything that's photography related, because I have obviously an enormous passion for that. So this new project that we're going to do kind of came to mind as, you know, I do a lot of photo history on here. We talk a lot about famous photographers, you know, the big names, the big movements, and a lot of photo history. And I think the one thing that's been a little bit underserved on the show is younger photographers or photographers that are doing work now that is really meaningful, deep, interesting work that is just a little bit underserved, because when I do photo history shows, they tend to be that. They tend to be photo history. I've covered a lot of living artists, but they tend to be bigger names that have been well established in at least the gallery world, if not the museum world. And I just think that there's, you know, a segment of photographers there that is just being underserved a little bit. And I think this also ties in with a lot of the viewer images that we've looked at on the show. And for a while there, we were doing the book giveaways, and we can still definitely do that, but I want to incorporate that into the show a little more, because it seems like that was kind of this little niche thing that those interested in participating were doing. And so anyway, this is where we come to the new project, and this is what I'm really excited about. So the project is going to be called Contrast. Contrast is a project that I'm doing in collaboration with Squarespace, and Squarespace have been a long-time supporter of the show. They enable me to make all this stuff, and really this is what I do for a living, and they're a big supporter of that. And so we were talking, and one of the ideas that came up, Squarespace were really into it, is that what we're going to do is do an online magazine called Contrast, and it's going to be done in partnership with Squarespace. And what we're going to do is the whole thing is this is going to come out as, I guess, a series of issues, and I'm not sure whether it's going to be quarterly or monthly or what the production schedule is going to be just yet, because really we're just jumping into this. And I want to get you guys feedback and help with this too. And please leave a comment, and I want to encourage you to help me determine what you guys want to see with something like this. And so really what I want to do is, one, find, and I know a ton of photographers who do wonderful work. They're not big names, but you know, this becomes part of the show because we can talk about it here, but it also gives us a venue and a website that has content that comes out on a produced, you know, schedule, like let's say monthly or quarterly or whatever that ends up being, where we'll have showcases of work, we'll have interviews with people, you know, I can set up Skype calls with folks and we can talk about who their influences are, what their approach is, some of their artistic values, you know, what inspires them, and make it kind of a behind the scenes thing like that. The second thing I thought I would do that would be really fun is incorporate what we were doing with the book giveaways in with Contrast. And I think this would be really cool, because then we could actually have people who watch the show, it'd be viewer work as well. But we're not posing it in the sense of this is work of people who watch the show. There is an enormous level of talent of stuff that we were getting in, and some wonderful images, if you guys checked any of those out when we were doing those Twitter book challenges. And I want to kind of take that up a notch to the next step. And so I want to do features with people, and it'll be an invitation for you guys to submit work, you know, to the magazine as well. And it's just, we're not going to do a print magazine certainly right away, but it will be an online magazine. This is actually an idea I had way before the art of photography, and it's a different story for a different day. But at one point in my life, I really wanted to do a print magazine, and it just, you know, the way times were changing and such, it just never worked out or made sense or was easy to do financially and or otherwise. So eventually I ended up doing online work and started doing this show full time in 2008, which is, you know, on YouTube and iTunes and all the places we do that now. And so I think involving Contrast, which will be our online publication with this, will be a really cool way to start, one, looking at people who are lesser known or unknown, and then two, to get people to you know, interact with the show and be able to submit their own work and share what they do as well. So I'm really excited about this. So More will be coming in the next few weeks, and what we're going to do is I'm going to do a build out on contrast. We're going to put the website up, and I'm going to start talking about that process and some of the behind the scenes, because I think it's going to be really interesting, because I think that there's going to be some really amazing photographers that we end up working with and covering here that are probably going to be a little bit eye-opening, because they're people you probably haven't heard of that certainly deserve recognition. We all know that there are a lot of photographers in the world, and in my experiences, I've always called them the deserving many. I don't remember, that wasn't my original statement, but that's a phrase that I like to use to talk about that a lot, is the deserving many. And so I want a vehicle to be able to showcase that. And so I want your opinion as well. So if you have any ideas of what you would like to see if we did just a separate online publication, it incorporates with the show. We'll talk about it on the show, but it's going to be kind of a sideline thing that is just that. It's going to be a regularly scheduled, produced content, online magazine kind of deal. And so I'm really excited about that. And I want to thank Squarespace because they are certainly very supportive of the show. In fact, if you guys aren't familiar with Squarespace, go check them out. Squarespace is everything you need to build a website. They provide a content management system framework. You start with a template. They have some beautifully designed templates. It's web hosting. It's everything all in one. We're actually going to build this project on Squarespace. And Squarespace couldn't be any easier to use. We have used them in the past when we did the composition blog, which was compositionstudy.com. I'm probably going to move that somewhere else, and we're going to allow Contrast to take that over. And so as soon as I have my URL worked out, which is actually worked out, but it's not hooked up yet, I'll let you guys know when that's in there, and you can see how it's set up too. And if you were interested in Squarespace, go over there and check it out. You can sign up for a free trial. They don't require a credit card or anything. So if you're remotely interested in what it goes into building a website on Squarespace, just get the trial account, upload some images, and see how easy it is to pick a template, put a gallery together, put a portfolio together. They really have some amazing things. And if you are interested in Squarespace and want to save some money, you can use an offer code on checkout. Use offer code AOP, and that'll save you 10%. And that's all because Squarespace are a bunch of nice guys, and they are very into supporting the show, and I thank them very much. So anyway, once again, thanks to Squarespace. Thanks to you guys for watching. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about this wonderful idea and what you'd like to see on it. Until the next video, I'll see you guys later. This has been The Art of Photography. Later.